This is Luke Rudkowski of WeAreChange.org, and I'm here with Jordan Page of JordanPageMusic.com. And if you haven't ever heard of Jordan Page, I don't know what you're doing online, but Jordan Page is an amazing singer and songwriter. He does really amazing, good liberty music out there for the whole community out there. He cheers everybody up in such a great, amazing way. No, I got to give you props, man, because seriously, Jordan is like one of the nicest guys you will ever meet in this movement. Like, he hides away from it, but he's seriously, like, if there was like a nice guy award, like, Jordan would 100% get it.
There'd be
100%.
some people that would disagree with you on that.
No. 100% Jordan Page, nicest guy in the whole liberty movement. He does a lot of great, amazing work. His music is really good too. Definitely check it out. But Jordan, one thing I wanted to talk to you about is something serious.
Let's get serious.
Let's get a little bit serious
I'm
here.
ready.
I remember we had many talks before about 9/11. We were talking about that before. Because there's this whole stigma. Whenever you even question the events of 9/11, people automatically label you. People automatically throw you in the trash and call you names and totally discredit you when you're asking legitimate questions. I know you had personal concerns of yourself being in this entire movement, dealing with that. And I was wondering, I know you overcame it, especially with your new song.
Yes.
That has come out. But can you tell us about the process that you went through going through that?
Absolutely. Well, there was a long time where I was afraid to voice my questions, voice my concerns about 9/11, because I was pretty much aware that it was a completely orchestrated event from the beginning when I first started researching it in like early 2007. When I saw the Zeitgeist film, and then I saw some other films that really woke me up to it. But what made me kind of get the courage to start talking about it and start singing about it was I had this realization. It was a moment of compassion for the folks that marginalized 9/11 truthers, the folks that call it your names and call us, all different kinds of things, and marginalize us and try to push it away because they were traumatized by the event, and it was so hard for them to deal with when it happened that they built a wall around themselves, this cognitive dissonance again, that they will violently react to someone coming close to that sensitive area. I was living in Seattle at the time when this happened, and so I felt very far removed from it. I think a lot of people did out there. It was like this something that didn't even really happen. But when I really let it in, I also was traumatized by it too, and I had some very deep feelings about it. But I'm also a peacemaker by nature. I'm always looking for the peaceful solution. I'm trying to bring people together, not split everyone apart. But this issue is very divisive because people have such anger about it and such hurt and fear. And I was actually confronted by a lady a couple years ago at a show that I did, where we were. I think I told you this story. We were all sitting around at this bar, and I was bringing up different subjects and asking people what they thought. And I brought up, what do you guys think of 9/11? Was it an inside job or not? And this lady stood up and she started screaming at me. She put her finger in my face and called me a traitor and a liar, and that everyone who was listening to me were stupid and they were traitors and liars. And she cussed me out. And she literally, I watched her tweak. Like, she had an allergic reaction to an idea, and then I sat her down, and she was that moment that gave me this compassion, because I could see how devastated she was by this, and the idea that our government, who she's believed all of her life, would be the ones that were participating in making this happen. It was too much for her worldview. It was shattering her worldview. And I sat her down and I asked her, Luke, I said, what if you found out 20 years from now, the truth came out and it was undeniable and they even admitted it? Then what? And she says, well, I don't think I could even handle that. So that made me write Building 7, which is a song for my new record. Whatever happened to Building Number 7? It's just a question. Most people don't even know what Building 7 is. This 47-story skyscraper that fell into its own imprint. Yep. It was not hit by a plane. I mean, that's the smoking gun. Forget all the minutia with Mossad and
theories
and all the theories.
Stuff, yeah.
Building Number 7.
Yep.
If you can't answer that question, then you're clearly dodging the issue.
Exactly. And, you know, it's a very sensitive topic because whenever you bring it up, you're automatically just, like, blacklisted for everything. And I know we had many talks before, and you were conflicted on what to do. And I told you, just follow your heart and do whatever you want to do is right. It's a very hard thing because even when you know, because there's a lot of crazy conspiracy theories out there. There's a lot of people making up their own mind saying, okay, I believe in it. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, the family members, the rescue workers, the people who are there are asking questions. And you took that risk because, and this is what I really respect about you, is you knowingly were like, you know what, this is what I believe in, this is what I'm going to speak, this is what my music is going to be about, and I love that Building 7 song, and I really do appreciate it because you put a lot on the line, because once you go there and just even ask a question, bam, you're just gone and blacklisted.
Well, asking questions is like I said tonight, is the only way you can ever convert anyone. So, it's no crime. It's to ask a question of people. But Building 7 isn't even the most radical 9/11 song I have. There's another one on the new album called Inside that I think is going to rattle some cages, which, you know, I'm fine with. You know, that's what I'm here to do. Artists are meant to push the envelope. I think one of the things that really gave me some perspective was when I really got into We Are Change and what really started investigating. I mean, I knew you, but I don't think I knew you. And I really started investigating, you know, the fearlessness that you have inspired through your example in thousands and thousands of activists all over the world now, to confront these people. And if you have the guts to confront Henry Kissinger, one of the most slimy, reptilian, awful men on the face of the earth.
His breath stinks really bad too.
I'll bet it does. I mean, he's one of the most sinister men on the planet, and ask him the hard question, then why can't I get up on stage and sing a song asking a question of people? So, you know, you and the movement that you inspired in We Are Change had a huge impact in me having that courage to stand up too.
Well, I think we both know life is short.
Sure. Absolutely.
And the greatest mistake you could ever make in life is not being the truest version of yourself and not being able to speak your mind.
Yeah.
So seeing you do that, it's really encouraging. It's really amazing. Because I know you also made other music that wasn't as politically charged before, and you were having a lot of success with that. And then you said, you know what, I'm going to follow my heart. I'm going to go into that path, what I really believe in. I'm going to promote it as much as I can. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that transition and where life has taken you since there?
Oh, great question, man. Yeah, I can absolutely talk about that. So before 2006, well, I guess before December 1st, 2006, I was writing songs. I was writing a lot of love songs. I was writing a lot of just philosophical, you know, wax poetic, whatever kind of songs. I mean, I was a fairly deep guy anyway, but I knew that there was something more that I was missing, but I didn't know what it was, and I knew that people were having these conversations that were just over my head, and I wanted to be able to participate in them as an adult, but I didn't have the motivation to find out what it was about and to acquire a vocabulary with which to speak. And so I guess it was December the 1st, 2006. I woke up from a dream and about George Bush annihilating the world. I knew I didn't like him. I was smart enough to know George Bush was bad freaking news. And so I wrote this song called The Pendulum, and it was in the middle of the night song, and I just knew what the music was. There was no thought of mine put into it at all, and I was scared to death of the song. I mean, it had all these references I didn't understand. I could tell it was political. I could tell George Bush was in the song, but I didn't know what the Federal Reserve was, and the Federal Reserve's in the song. I didn't know who Ron Paul was. He's in the song. There's all kinds of stuff in the song. I mean, and some things have been fairly prophetic in it since then. And this particular piece ended up changing my life. It sent me in a whole new direction. And when I first played it, I played it 3 weeks after I wrote it for a sold-out show. It was like 400 people, and I got a standing ovation from the whole lot. You know, and I didn't expect that. I thought they were going to be pissed by the message of the song, but they loved it. So to me, that was very clearly a sign that I had been visited with this divine inspiration that had given me this message that I didn't understand. And so I took the next year and just did nothing but research all night long. You've been there up to 4 o'clock in the morning, the glow of YouTube on your face. You know, my wife's like, just come to bed already. I'm like, you don't understand what's going on. You know, we're all going to die. And you know, I watch way too many Alex Jones movies.
I get too paranoid as hell and start staying up like, I can't sleep at all.
No. I mean, I hid under a rock for about a month after I watched Endgame, you know, but then I wrapped my mind around it that this is what I'm being called to do. All of us are called to do something with our lives or a series of things with our lives. And my calling has always been music, but to what end? For what purpose? To make money? For self-glorification? Those things are fleeting. You know, what's gonna echo through the ages, you know? I mean, there are songs that that I sing that will outlive the names of their authors. You know what I mean? There's songs I sing now that I have already outlived the names of their authors, and all I hope to contribute is something positive to that, you know, like a positive link in that chain. You know, that people may get something good out of my songs. I mean, forget me, I'm not important. What's important is the message of the music, and I was given that new trajectory through this 3 a.m. song that just, you know, blew my mind. I mean, I'm not a religious guy, but I'm really big into God. You know, I mean, I don't go to church, and I'm not like huge. I don't beat people over the head with the Bible. I just don't do it. It's not my style. What I am really into is just the simple truth of the human being and the creator, and that creator has blessed me over and over and over again. And the songs that have made the biggest impact, like Pendulum and Liberty and Song for Bob Dylan, those kinds of songs, that the ones that like make people cry, are the ones that were given to me in the middle of the night, very, very quickly, very, very fast, with no thought of mine put into it whatsoever. Those things don't happen by accident.
Yeah.
They were gifts that I meant to share, and I'm sharing them.
Yeah. See, a lot of my visions, a lot of my dreams also come true at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm least expecting it, when I'm in the middle of 100 things, and then just something hits me. And I've been very blessed as well to have any dream I have come true, and it's surreal sometimes because it feels like we're living in a playground where we get to decide where we go and do. We have different paths we could always take. We could take the money path. You
Choose your own adventure, man.
Exactly. You could have taken that path as well. You could have easily just went down and made that commercial stuff and made that stuff that sold, or you could have made something that you really fulfilled you in life.
Well, early on in my career, my first manager shopped me to all the major labels, and they all told her the same thing. We love this guy. He's great. We love that he's a guitar player and a singer and a songwriter. He does it all, but we don't want to sell what he's singing about. And it was always this test. Every time she'd come back from a meeting from these labels that would have probably have signed me otherwise, they were like, you know, we don't know how to sell this. We don't want to do anything controversial. And so, you know, I was like, well, that just proves it to me even more. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
You know, and so I refuse to compromise that. I don't care what that means. You know, I'm in this for the long haul. This isn't like I said, isn't about me. You know, We Are Change isn't about you, even though you inspired it. You're the person everyone, you know, looks to as the example. But
they shouldn't.
But it's something much bigger than that. It's an idea.
Exactly.
You know, it's like the Ron Paul movement is certainly not about Ron Paul. It's about everything Ron Paul says and stands for, and his record, and just, you know. And just what he inspires in people.
Exactly.
I mean, I could give you a million examples, but it's not about us as individuals. It's about us as a community. I mean, I'm farthest thing from a globalist, but you know what I'm saying. Like, the times in my life that I felt like I've done the greatest things where I'm doing things for other people, and that's not like some fuzzy Hallmark card bullshit. Like it's
real.
That's the real thing.
Yeah.
You know, I find that salvation happens in the other, in the person next to you. You know, by doing something for them. And the music is my way of reaching as many people as I can at this time in my life. I don't know what I'm doing in 5 years from now. I'm sure I'm playing music.
I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm headlining at Liberty Love Fest up in Rhode Island.
I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow, to be honest with you. But that's the way I choose life, and it's exciting, it's amazing. You follow your heart, you do it amazingly, and your music definitely encourages me, and it provides me a lot of inspiration, especially right before I confront Henry Kissinger, so it's awesome.
Well,
JordanPageMusic.com, check it out, and I hope it inspires you.